Hey guys, welcome back to another Day R Survival. And this is our second part of playing with fire. So we just uh, helped Sasha escape the prison. And now we're trying to escape the survivor base unseen. Hopefully unseen and no damage to anybody except that one guard. We just knocked him out with a wrench. So now we have two decisions to make. Run to the canal, we'll try swimming across, or two, run to the side of the canteen. It's a hard decision. Let's, I don't know. Number one is always wrong, right? You know what? Let's do number one. When she realized where we were heading, Sasha jerked to a stop. That's your plan? Are you crazy? How are we going to get across? It's 4 meters deep and the walls are too steep to climb. Are we going to build a bridge? Or maybe you have some rock climbing gear up to your sleeve. I racked my brains. I had no realistic chance of getting to the other side. I see. I have see now. What? Sasha sneered. You're desperate for a way out and you decided to drown yourself. Some people never change, Pops. Yeah, you're right. Bad idea. I cut across her. Let's go. So let's run to the canteen then. We hurried along the canal towards the canteen. We paused to catch our breath at the door, then started for the weapons warehouse. When Sasha grabbed my arm and pointed at something up ahead, 2 soldiers were coming toward us from the directions of the barracks. They were running and would catch sight of us at any moment. We couldn't hide in the canteen. The door was locked. I saw that both soldiers were unarmed, and I knew both of them. One had a fairy red hair, and the other was bald. Okay, so those are the people that we met earlier. Run to the canteen, to the kitchen door before anybody sees us. Aim and shoot them. No, let's run to the canteen. I don't want to kill anybody yet. Sasha and I ran around the canteen building, dashed into the kitchen and through the canteen itself. The soldier didn't seem to have noticed us. Then we heard a noise coming from the kitchen, like something heavy was being moved. I trained the rifle on the door. If anybody came in here, I was going to shoot them. Sasha grit her teeth next to me. Nobody came in, and after a few minutes the soldiers left. We went out into the kitchen. What were they doing in there? A barrel of water had gone. I hadn't realized that Stepmo's water supply was so bad. I hoped the fire wouldn't reach the diesel tank after all. Sasha distracted me from these thoughts, demanding that we keep moving. Okay, so luckily they didn't see us, or else we had to shoot them. And I didn't want to shoot anybody here yet. So let's leave the canteen and run for it. As soon as we reached the infirmary door, I realized how tough it would be to reach the parking lot without being seen. There were around 100 people standing in the parade ground, passing buckets filled with water from the canal along the human chain. What now? Sasha asked suddenly. In lieu of reply, I pulled her into the infirmary washroom. The bedridden patients saw Sasha and were about to cry out, but I threatened them with the rifle. I thought you had everything under control, Sasha said icily. Hole up here until they find us? That's your big plan? Be quiet, I told her. We can't run across the parade ground. What can we do? Okay, let's hide. I was pulled away from my fever thoughts by the sound of the infirmary door creaking open. Somebody walked in. I spied a lieutenant through the gap in the door. He looked terrible. His clothes must have caught fire, and he rolled around on the ground to put it out. His face and arms were horribly burned. The lieutenant was clearly heading to the attendant's room where the medical supplies were kept. Sasha and I ran into the garden, closing the door behind us. I would wait for the lieutenant to get the medical supplies and leave, but instead, the door to the garden was thrown open suddenly. The lieutenant stood in the doorway. He spotted Sasha and raised his rifle. One of the patients must have told him about us. You sly devil, you, I should have shot the patient, I guess. Okay, let's wait. Shoot the lieutenant. Let's shoot him. Not wasting a second, I grabbed the rifle and shot the lieutenant. A grimace of pain flashed across his disfigured face. The lieutenant dropped the rifle, moved back, and slowly sat down on the floor. Sasha turned to me and made a gesture of invitation. I didn't know what she meant. Then Sasha waved her hand, coolly stepped over to the injured soldier, and slit his throat with his own knife? Oh my god, she's hardcore. She's evil. That's some really crazy stuff there. Was that necessary? You think you're gonna teach me morals or something? Sasha snarled. Go to hell. Life has already taught me all I need to know. He wouldn't have done anything to us. Oh, really? Sasha lifted the hem of dead man's shirt, and I saw the handle of the gun. You're saying that Snake wouldn't have hit you from behind if he had the chance? Oh, so she saved us, actually. Wow. Okay. Sasha was ready to go back to the infirmary, but I stopped her. Not so fast. Huh? Not so fast? Are you deaf? I can hear less crackling now. The fire will be out soon. We can't wait. We need to get out of here while we can. We can't run. We can't just run straight to the bridge. The parade ground is full of people. Are you going to shoot your way through all of them? Do you have a better idea? I do. We'll find the perimeter fence of the perimeter, window, shower block, and hide there. Let's go to the shower block, right? Let's hide there. Okay. Quickly moving along the town perimeter fence, we reached the generator blocks without any problems. As I had hoped all along, the staff soldiers had reacted so swiftly to the emergency that the tanks of diesel hadn't had time to heat enough to combust. We seized an opening to run across from the generators to the shower block. I shoved Sasha inside before following and pressing my back to the door. I don't think anybody saw us. Ugh, what's that smell? Sasha gagged. If it's that bad, you can go out and get some fresh air with the soldiers, I replied. Haha, Sasha pulled her face. But I'm really not going to last long in here. Okay, let's wait for the right moment and run across the bridge to the car. The bridge was behind us. We were in a parking lot. As I'd hoped, the guards had joined the firefighting efforts and there was nobody guarding the gate. Now, we just had to get to the car, start it, break the gate, and... Get down! Sasha screamed desperately. As we moved to dive behind the nearest UAZ, somebody unleashed automatic gunfire on us. It was coming from the bridge. The bullet broke the windows of the UAZ, and we were showered with shards. A few seconds later, the gunfire suddenly stopped. I raised my head and saw our pursuer through the broken windows. There were 3 of them, all with AKs. They had crossed the bridge and were drawing closer to us. We need to get out of here, or they will surround us and we'll be toast, Sasha whispered. Retreat to the Kamaz, how about that? We'll hide behind the Kamaz and work from there, I whispered back. Sasha looked around at the truck behind us and licked her parched lips. Yeah, good idea. We crept over to the Kamaz cab. Firing from here would be much safer than from our previous position. There's only 3 of them. Open fire! Okay, let's go this way. Let's fire this guy. I guess we can't finish this quest without killing a few people then. That sucks. I didn't want to hurt any of them though. Luckily we had some good armor. Man, our dogs are putting in work right now. After finishing off our opponents, we dragged ourselves to the car. Sasha dived into the cab first and followed. We only had one tiny things left. Oh, okay. Get some alcohol. We only had one tiny things left to do. Break through the gate. I put the key in the ignition, turned it, and nothing happened. What the hell? I tried to start the car over and over. It was no use. I threw myself back in the seat and roared with dumb helplessness. We were going to be caught because of engine trouble. Of all things. There's no use. They're here, Sasha laughed bitterly, and we were so close. She got out of the car, walked a few meters toward the gate, and immediately came back. We got a minute to come up with something. There's a squad on the bridge, 10 or 12 of guys all armed, and Boris is with them. What are we gonna do? Surrender? Or would you rather shoot yourself in style? Sasha asked with a sad, wry smile. The soldiers weren't visible from the car. The Kamaz and the UAZ lay between us and them. I adjusted my grip on the rifle and opened the door. Where the hell are you going? They'll destroy you. Now, we'll see if they love the commanders as much as they'd say, I replied. No, are you nuts? My plan was insanely risky, but I couldn't think of any alternative. I ran around the motorcycle and reached the Kamaz, where I dove underneath and hid behind the wheels. The soldiers had just rounded the cab and were moving toward the vehicle when I pointed the barrel into the major's back. Freeze! Drop the weapon now. The soldiers raised their rifles, but Boris raised his cautionary hand. Then he smoothly dropped his own rifle on the ground and turned to me. In the look he gave me, I couldn't detect even a hint of fear, only cold focus. I wish I could be as self-possessed as this man. What do you hope to achieve here? He asked in a tired voice. We have 11 people here, all armed. You're not leaving here alive. You too, Boris. You'll keep us company in hell. I'm not afraid of death, but what's the point? Why don't we settle this peacefully? Surrender right now, and I promise to spare your life. After everything I've done, I don't believe you. You're entitled to your skepticism, but you've got no other way out. Yes, you're coming with us. The others can keep low profile. Boris narrowed his eyes. What if I refuse? Then you get a gift, a fatal one. Neither of you will outlive me by much. We hadn't had anything to lose in a long time, Major. Boris scratched his gray head. Then he nodded and set off toward the vehicle. I followed him, keeping my gun trained on him. The squad hung back by the Kamaz, their eyes full of hate drilling into my back. The Major scrambled clumsily into the back seat. Sasha turned around and pointed her rifle at his head. Where are we headed? Boris inquired in a surprisingly calm voice. The vehicle just sputtered. I tried again with the same result. Stepnoy has a good mechanic if you need one, Boris said, permitted himself the little joke. I turned the key in the ignition with such a fury that it bent a little. The vehicle sputtered again, and suddenly the engine roared to life. Not believing my luck, I gave it gas. We rushed forwards. Okay, let's drive toward the gates. Hold tight! I shouted at Sasha. The vehicle smashed into the gate at full tilt. The collision shook us, but as I suspected, the hinges didn't hold. We broke through. The military town was behind us. After about 10 kilometers, we had hit top speed, and then I sharply pulled into the side of the road. You can go back to your people, I told my prisoner, or wait here for them to find you. I think they're already looking. You're actually letting him go? Sasha asked in shock. Are you serious? I've been waiting this whole drive for the moment I get to blow that guy's brain out. Enough! I yelled at her. Boris climbed outside, but he didn't leave. Instead, he turned to me. Before I go, can I ask you something? I got out of the car, slamming the door shut. Sasha murmured. Oh yeah? Let's hang around until the whole... Oh, Sasha muttered. Oh yeah? Let's hang around until the whole of Stefanoid shows up. What is it you want to know, Boris? Spit it out. I'd want to ask you, why? Why what? Why did you do it? You set the command unit on fire, killed my guys. For what? I was surprised to find that there was no hatred or judgment in his face, just sorrow, and it made me angry. What length would you have gone for your child, Boris? For Vasily? You'd do anything for him. That's right? Love. But what if he was a traitor? Remember you said that you would kill your own son? I have only one thing to say that. Hogwash. Boris didn't respond right away. You're wrong. I think I would have killed him. But I couldn't have lived with myself afterward. You made a different choice. And I can understand why you did it. I spat contemptuously. No. I don't think you can. I can, Boris replied with more certainty. I'm not excusing it, but I can understand. And then I started laughing right in his face. My frayed nerves had finally snapped. My laughter was bitter and frightening, so frightening that Boris flinched. You're not excusing it. Is that it? But you can understand, right? I hissed finally. You can understand. Like hell you can. By your standards, I should have just stood by and calmly watched you kill my daughter? Go to hell. Boris turned red, and he clenched his fist. I would have had Vasily killed if I'd known he was a traitor. I was about to reply, but then Sasha appeared beside me, red-faced and disheveled. You would have had your own son killed? Is that right? You be, she roared at Boris. Then listen carefully. Oh, she's gonna spill out some beans right now. Oh, when your precious son, your pride and joy, was captured and taken to the Abacon's base, he threw himself at the bandits' feet, dripping with snot, and started begging them not to hurt him. They didn't torture him. They didn't beat him like you beat me. He gave you all up. He told them everything he knew. The number of soldiers in Stepnoy, the armaments, the defensive fortification, the weak spots. He even offered to show them. What do you think about that? Blood was dripping from Boris' face, and his hand trembled slightly. Wow, his son was a traitor. Wow. That's a stab in the back. It was me, Sasha continued in a frenzy. I was the one who killed your son. I sliced him open like a pig with these hands. What do you have to say to that now? That it wasn't fair? That it wasn't justice? Your son was a traitor, and I got my revenge. You said it yourself. You would have had your son killed. You would have killed him yourself. So why are you going to looking at me like you hate my guts? You would want to kiss me. A shot from the Makarov handgun interrupted her speech. Boris was still holding the gun when Sasha slumped against the car door, moaning. The bullet had hit her in the stomach. Oh no, Boris, I should have killed him. I should have killed him, seriously. I pulled the trigger on the rifle. Boris flinched, dropped his gun, and slowly fell to the ground. I ran over to Sasha. She was still standing, hunched over, pressing her hand to her stomach. Everything. Later. Let's go, hurry, she whispered weakly. I tracked her gaze. Black dots had appeared on the road coming from the military town. I didn't waste any time. I laid Sasha on the back seat and started the engine. I turned around one last time. Why would you turn around? The major's hand, which had spasmed and clenched around a clump of yellow grass, loosened and fell into the dirt of the roadside. That's right. Man, Boris. So disappointed. I think the fact that finding out his son was a traitor just took him by surprise. I think he just shot her because of that. Injured Sasha. I drove at top speed across country, smashing through sapling, plowing into holes, and almost rolling the vehicle at every turn. Sasha was moaning, hunched over and pressing a bandage to her stomach. It was a nasty wound. Every time we went over a rut, Sasha screamed in pain. But what else could I do? Hang on, honey. I whispered to her. Everything's gonna be fine. Hang on a little longer. You know what? This reminded me of The Last of Us. Toward the end of the game. Spoiler alert. I would have healed her, no matter what it cost me. We were still far too close to Stefanoy. There were no doubt in my mind after what had happened. They would definitely send people in pursuit. Oh, okay. So we gotta go get her. Oh man. Okay. First, let's get our things. I have no gas. Ah! They took our gas. Okay, let's save. Just in case something bad happens. Alright, let's go back to our base. And let's get some gasoline. Return back to the survivor base. So that we can get our weapons and our car back. And then we'll go see the area of the question mark, right? Man, that was insane storyline. That was a pretty long storyline. That was probably as long as in the beginning of the game when they had like a lot of quests and a lot of words and reading. So this was good. I mean, we finally found our daughter. She's evil. She's abandoned. She's injured. And she hates us. But anyways, I guess she saved us twice, right? One in the infirmary and now this. But granted, we saved her from getting killed. Okay, so let's get a motorcycle. Let's get some gasoline. And let's drive back. Hopefully, they're not gonna kill us, right? Coming within shooting distance of Stefanoy after everything that we went down, that would be unwise. Yeah. Okay, let's pick this up. Wait, he's not here? What the hell? Oh. Oh, okay. I think it pushed us outside of the survivor base. Alright, I'm curious about the next quest. I want to see what's going on. Let's go to this question mark area. I think that's where our daughter might be at, right? Sasha's condition deteriorated. Her head lolled backwards. Her breathing grew heavy and uneven, and her skin lost all color. I needed to stop and give her first aid. Soon it would be too late to help her. I pulled the car into the thickets of the back of the on the bank of the river, Chumshe, and I carefully lifted Sasha and laid her on the mat. She was unconscious. I wet her lips with water and took stock of her injuries. The bullet was through and through. I disinfected and dressed both wounds. Then I went back to the car for my gun. The enemy could arrive any second. Need to heal Sasha. Okay. I don't have bandages. Sterile bandages, fire, and hut. Okay. Let's go back and let's get some first aid kit, right? What? Okay, let's get some bandages. Okay, where are some bandages? Alcohol, I think we needed. What else do we need? What was the quest? Heal Sasha. And a hut, right? So fire. So we probably need. Okay, we don't need this, but just in case. Maybe some food. Just in case if she's hungry. Look at that. I'm not sure what we need. A knife maybe? To open up the wounds. Take out the bullets. Some needles. I think that should be it. Okay, let's save. I know our car needs a little bit of love right now, so let's do that. Okay. And let's go. Oh, I should have been more careful. So anyway, let's heal her up. I need fire. Okay. Well, let's make some fire then. I need wood. What the hell? Okay, let's search for some wood. I think it's chop. We can chop for some wood, right? I'm pretty sure that's enough. So let's go back. Let's make a fire. Let's make a hut. Let's drink some water just in case. Let's heal her up. Oh, okay. Sasha started to toss and turn, moaning. She was muttering something under her breath. I listened closely, but I couldn't make out the words. Then she fell asleep again. Okay, I'll let her sleep. Let's go to sleep ourselves then. So I think we might need some sleep, and then we'll wake up, and then we'll heal her. Or maybe she'll be healed by then, right? And then we can just feed her. So does that mean we get to have two people, the dog and our daughter, to come along with us? But I would think this might be the end of the game, right? Because we have our daughter now. What else do we need to do? Okay, let's eat something. Let's heal her. Sasha was moaning again. This time she opened her eyes a little. I bent over her. Sasha, can you hear me? Sasha. Sasha breathed heavily and closed her eyes again. Okay. Rest is the best medicine. I'll let her sleep for another hour or two. Okay, let's just wait another hour or two. And that should be it. Okay, let's heal her. No. How about now? Okay, let's feed her. Oh, good thing we brought some food. Okay, let's talk to her. Sasha wasn't moaning anymore. Now she had fallen into a strange lethargy, with her eyes wandering back and forth at random. Can we talk? Sasha got tired of looking at me and sighed heavily. About what? About what? Maybe about how you wanted to kill me and I saved you from a firing squad? Sasha turned away. Yeah, typical teenager. Little attitude. Not a great topic. That's what I thought. So, if you don't want to bring it up, tell me about what happened to you. What happened to me? Well, first Mom gave birth to me. Oh God. She's a typical teenager right now. Quit joking around. Tell me what happened after you killed the bandits at your grandfather's. Weird. I can't remember you ever being interested in my life before. Sasha shook her head. Fine. The Novokuznets people took me to their camp. But they didn't let me fight. They even took Grandpa's gun. I went to the major, but he said there was no place for a girl among his fighters. He assigned me to domestic duties. But it was really disgusting. The work in the kitchen. I refused to work there. The girls started holding a grudge against me and complained about my laziness to the leader. But the bastard just said, that's okay. She'll come around after a few days without her rations. Oh, okay. And after that, then they attacked us. At night, a dozen people had already been wounded by the time the alarm got everybody up. Several bandits got through the gates. The girls were scared out of their wits, but I knocked out one of the scumbag, took his gun, and started shooting the rest. Oh, that's my girl. Did you finish off the attack? We fought them off. After that, I was given my gun back. They let me go on hunting expeditions and they even enlisted me in the combat squad. The squad commander was Vasily. Yep, Boris' son. I got on well with the squad. They told me they respected me, that I was one of them. And I, idiot that I am, was throwing myself in front of bullets to show them all what I was made of. Sasha clenched her teeth. God, I was so stupid. Long story short, the fairy tale ended quickly. We came up against the Abakans. Yeah, they ambushed us. But there were more of us, and we were better armed. But that cowardly swine Vasily ordered us to retreat, even though he saw that I'd been cut off from the rest of the squad. Oh no. I smoked 4 of them, but then my ammo ran out and they grabbed me. They wanted to kill me on the spot, but their leader stopped them. He told them to bring me to their base. Boris never told me that you were abandoned by your own. Yeah, right. Like he'd ever say a word against his precious son. You know, the distant sound of gunshot comes from the direction of Novokuznets. Then another one. I grabbed my gun and climbed the nearest hill, where I peered into the distance. The grey wasteland stretched out before me, as lifeless as ever. When I returned to Sasha, she was already asleep. I think that Sasha will be back to normal very soon. She got a surprisingly robust constitution, and the medicines are helping too. Okay, let's let her sleep for a couple more hours, and then maybe we can move somewhere else. Maybe back to our base, the one that I made earlier before we went to the survivor base. So hopefully she'll be okay with that. Alright, let's... Okay, she's still sleeping. That's crazy. Well, let's see... 2 more hours? What? It's more than 2 hours. Okay, I wonder now what the next quest will be, right? Because we have Sasha now. Okay, what are we gonna do? Okay, let's sleep some more. Alright, so she's back and alive. Let's feed her. Let's talk to her again. Sasha was much better. She was able to stand and even walk while leaning on my arm for support. You still haven't told me everything. Alright, listen up then, she agreed tightly. They took me to the Abacon's base, locked me up. I thought they were going to force themselves on me, but they didn't. The first week, a girl came every day to bring me food. I didn't see anybody else. Then, at last, the leader came to see me, Rosalind. I found out later that he was once a political prisoner. He was quiet for a long time. And then out of the blue, he asked me what I did wrong to make my comrades abandon me. He talked to you about the skirmish? Yeah. He said that I had guts, that I was worth 10 of his fighters, that he would never do what Vasily had done and abandon a lone soldier against a whole squad. He said that the Novokuznets camp had every chance of victory, but they lost their nerves. He said a lot of things like that. I stayed quiet. I wanted to contradict him, but... Did he pressure you? No. He just smoked and talked. He came back the second day. He said that my people refused to pay the ransom for me. What? They refused to pay the ransom? Why? And that all he had asked for was a couple of guns and a crate of cans. He said there hadn't been a single rescue attempt, and more stuff like that. After that, he brought my food himself, much bigger portions than what our people got, and it tasted better. Did you not see that he was trying to turn you? I did see, but what he said was true, and I saw that too. He came to see me every day for a week. He told me about him and his family, and then about some of the other fighters. Then I told him about myself. He really listened to me. He asked me questions. You started to trust him? No, not then. But I could see that he understood me. He understood me far more than any of the scums from Novokuznets. The ones that used me and threw me away like trash. Oh, this is like talking about what we did to her. Like we abandoned her and now the people over there abandoned her also. So I'm guessing because of what this new guy did, she trusted him. He's despicable, a thug. He's got the blood of an innocent people on his hands. Sasha laughed scornfully in response. Innocent people? Innocent people? Where have you seen these innocent people? Or is it that what you call the lazy, greedy, stupid sheep who only bleat uselessly as they slaughtered? Look around. There's no country left. There's no safe pen where you can chew your cud in peace and grow your wool nice and thick for sharing. We're in the woods, and here you're either a sheep or a wolf. And you wanted to be a wolf? A bandit? No, Dad. We're not bandits at all. We're something much more interesting. What are you talking about? I hadn't finished. A week later, a few of your innocents were hauled into my room. Vasily and another 2 people from Novokuznets. Ruslan made them an offer. Tell them everything they knew about Stefanoy. The people, the arsenal, the weak spots in the fortification. And in exchange, Ruslan would let them go. He hadn't even finished speaking when those worms, pale and trembling, told him everything. And Ruslan released him? Yes, but they didn't make it out in time. I took Ruslan's knife and cut their throats. Even killing the monsters that murdered Grandpa wasn't as sweet as this kill. I watched the 3 of them bleed out and I felt free, happy, strong. It wasn't bloodlust or revenge for the betrayal. It was justice. That's crazy. The next day, Ruslan came back and laid a gun in front of me. He said that he wasn't going to feed me for free anymore. That he didn't need prisoners. What he needed were fighters. He gave me the choice of joining him or being taken back to the Novokuznets. And I made my choice. Are you happy with your choice? It doesn't matter what I say. You still won't understand. You're wrong. I can't understand where you're coming from. You wanted respect and recognition. You wanted to be free, and your new friends gave that. Respect? Recognition? But that's what just as the start. Later, they gave me so much more. Things that I never would have gotten from your Novel Kuznets guys. What won't I understand? The difference between living and surviving. Sasha's eyes gleamed feverishly. The word mission. Does it mean anything to you? We're not bandits, Dad. We're colonizers. We're ripping the rotten remnants of the old world off the face of the earth and building a new one. One that much better and fairer. Isn't that a little ambitious? There's only 3 or 4 of you left. No, there are many of us. Thousands. And soon there'll be even more. Sasha smirked suddenly. And anyway, 3 or 4 people are capable of some things. Behind you! I turned around. 2 bandits stood a few meters away from me, aiming at my head. Are you going to kill me? No. You saved me even though I was trying to kill you. So we'll show you mercy. It's only fair. Fairness above all else. Ruslan, help me. What? What's going on? One of the men helped Sasha stand. An engine rumbled in the thickets, and an old UAZ emerged on the rocky bank. Oh, it's those guys that escaped. Now they came back. We're square. A life for a life. Now go. Go far away. Far enough that we'll never cross paths again. I don't want to see you ever again or hear from you. Ruslan carefully lifted Sasha into the car and then got in next to the driver. The 3rd bandit was about to shut the door, but Sasha held it open. I will never forgive you for leaving Mom and me. And if you hadn't, none of this would happen. Do you get that? None of this. Wow. Let me read it again. I will never forget, and I will never forgive you for leaving Mom and me. If you hadn't, none of this would have happened. Do you get that? None of this. Wow. That is deep. I didn't expect that. Oh man, that would hurt him so much. Hearing that. To know that that one decision to abandon them, to abandon his family, made her who she is right now. Oh man, I need a few moments to collect myself right now. That is crazy. The UAZ turned and drove off, taking my Sasha away. No, that was someone else in the car. My Sasha was gone. Just like Galaya, they were both dead. I got the small rag doll out of my backpack. That was all I had left to remember my wife and daughter. My hands reached for my gun. No, no way. Suicide is just another way to run from my responsibilities. It would be another stupid and craven action in a life littered with them. No, I won't do it. Despite everything, I'm going to keep living. I'm going to live and search for my place in this world. In this new world. Wow. That's it? Is that it? I guess that's it. Is there any other quests? Oh yeah, we're done. Yeah, we're done with way back home then. Wow. Wow. That is crazy. It took me by surprise. I didn't think she was gonna leave him like that. And I didn't think she was gonna say something like that. That was deep. That was like a dagger to his heart. Like she basically left him like what he did to her, to her and her mom when they were younger. Wow. So both his wife and his daughter died in a way. Wow. Okay, so let's go back to our base. Um, I think. Oh, I guess I ran out of gasoline. Just drop everything then. Wow. Okay, well, guys, thank you for watching this series. Um, this game is amazing. I you know what? I like this game a lot. It was somewhat slow in the beginning, and in the middle was a little grinding, but the storyline was amazing, and the ending was unexpected. It's pretty sad. It wasn't like a happy ending that I thought it would be. I thought he was gonna travel the wasteland further east because I think the east had more to be explored, right? Look at that. And there's still some other areas that I need to explore, like the south, and I need to finish some of the quests that I need to do, like the hydro plant and the photo album. So maybe I'll do that later on. I'm not sure, but I think this might be the end of the whole game. So thank you guys for following my gameplay. I really appreciate it. If you like my series, don't forget to subscribe for some more content. I'll be posting more of other games. I'm not sure what, but I'll post it. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, okay? And so I'll see you guys next time.